All right, let's go ahead and hop straight into today's live session back test. So today was a pretty good day. Um, was able to capitalize on two wins, which you guys are going to see. So let's just hop straight into it. So we're on the 3 hour, which is our highest time frame, and we see price is still within the same range that it's been in since December 7th. So price has been trading within this range for a whole month. So that we don't really need to worry too much about. We can go down to our 1 hour. At 1 hour. So we go to our 1 hour. We see prices still trading within this range from this low to this high. So it's bullish on the 1 hour. And it's been trading in this range since December 19th. So for a little over a week. But it's still within this range. It looks like it's finally found a low within the zone and it's starting to push up. But for the 1 hour, it's the same. Like we're just sitting here waiting. We actually got to go back to 7 here so that it's correct. All right, but we see we're just sitting here waiting. Um, so there's nothing on the 1 hour that's new for us. All of this is internal structure. So what we want to do is just go to the 10 minute, see what we find out on the 10 minute. So now going to the 10 minute, we do see some clean structure here. So we just got to figure out an area to start. So we have a 10 minute high here, and then we see price pulled back and then broke it. So that made this a new 10 minute high. Price pulled back, broke it. So that made this the new 10 minute high. Price never broke here, but this was the 10 minute low and price broke to the downside. So this was a 10 minute low, price broke close, then gave a second candle push as well. So this is actually high probability 10 minute structure. So let's go ahead and draw that on. And we're going to draw our zone up here. Right? We could draw it right at this area. We don't have to measure it because we can see where it already tested it. So this is 10 minute structure. So 10 minute structure has impulsed, retraced to this supply zone, and continuated off. Now the issue is it hasn't broken this 10 minute low, creating new downtrending structure. It actually looks like it's found some rejection within here, which might make it go up just to retest this zone or potentially break through it. So what I want to do is focus on this area on the 5 minute. Price on the 10 minute has already completed a push, a pull, and a continuation. So we just want to focus on this little area that looks like it's rejecting and that it can't break the 10 minute structure, just to see what type of market structure is there on the 5 minute. So I'm going to go to the 5 minute. I did show up to the market a little bit late, so I'm going to go ahead and I showed up at like 7:15, 7:20. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate that. So now let's focus on the 5 minute. So what do we see? We got a 5 minute low here. Let's draw these things on. Easier to keep up with. 5 minute high there. So we see we had a low here, right, on the 5 minute. And then price pulled back and broke it. So this is the new 5 minute low. Price never broke this 5 minute low after that, but it did start to play around, and then finally broke the high. So now let's zoom in to see if it got a breaking two candle push, which we did, because if we pull this exactly where it should be, price broke and closed here, and then gave a second candle push here. So that means this is a high probability range that we can draw a 5 minute zone for potential entry. So now let's just skip ahead to see when the 5 minute solidifies its high. So it made a new high right here. Let's go one more candle. It made a new high right here. It made another new high up here. And then it made a third high. It made another high as well. So with price all the way up here, we can go ahead and draw our zone from this high to this new low. And we can get rid of this one. 5 minute. And we could check it with the fib just to make sure our pullback zone is within 50%. It's not right within 50, but it's close enough to where I'm okay with taking that. So you can pull it down just a little bit if you want, but I'm okay with taking it. It's literally less than a pip difference. So I'm okay with leaving this as is. So let's see if the next candle solidified the high or if it created another high. Boom. Price actually pushed all the way down into our 5 minute. So now that we're within the 5 minute zone, all I'm looking for is confirmation candle and a push past that confirmation candle for entry. So let's see if we get that. See if any confirmation candles come. No confirmation candle there. We did get a confirmation candle here. So let's see if we would have been entered. We would have looked to enter a little bit above. Give price some breathing room. So this is still a tight stop loss. We'd have been looking for about 8.5 pips in return. So let's see if we get entered. Nope. No entry. And it was a bearish candle. So now we need a brand new confirmation candle. So let's keep going. See if we get another one. So we end up getting a confirmation candle down here. Let's look. Oh, bless me. I had a sneeze right there. All right. So now we do it here. So you might be wondering why I made the stop loss so big. I don't know. Anything under 3 pips stop loss just seems to get caught in spreads too often for me. So even when it's super tight like this, I typically go 3 is my minimum. But sometimes I'll go like 2.5. It just depends on the trade and stuff like that. But in this case, I'll take the 3. Just give price some breathing room. So with that, we're still looking for 8.5. And also my entries are a little bit higher too. So let me be realistic with that. My entries are a little higher because of the spreads. So it don't be right at the candle. It'd be a little bit more above. So this is what we're looking at. This is what we're looking for. Let's see what happens. Do we get entered in this trade? Nope. We get no entry there, but we do get another bullish candle. So we could look to enter around the same area, like right around the cuff of that, and pull it down. We're going to go 3.5 just so it has some breathing room, which means we are looking for about 9.5 pips as far as our TP if we get entered in this trade. So let's see if we do get entered. Bang, we immediately get entered in this trade. So now we know we need to go ahead and draw our 75% partial line. So 9.5 times 0.75. So our partial zone will go at 7.125. So we'll just put it at 7.2. Partial. And then move this back to 9.5. Boom. So this partial, once price crosses here, that means we have a winner. And if price starts to act up or look like it's going to reverse at all, then we immediately close and consider this our full winner. So now we can go to the 2 minute and try to manage this trade. Let's see what structure we get on the 2 minute. So on the 2 minute, let's follow along. We got a low here. Price pulled back, broke it. We got a low here. Price pulled back, broke it. So this was the high, this was the low. Price never broke this low, but it did come through and break this high. And it closed and gave a second candle. So that means this is a high probability 2 minute zone. So we use this to manage our trade, but because we also have one more trade left for the day, because we have 2 trades a day, if price comes down here, we can also look for a scaling opportunity. Price has solidified this high on the 2 minute. So now we're just looking to see if price retraces or breaks or what happens, if it creates another zone. So let's push along and see. Price is starting to pull back. Okay, it broke the high. Let's see if we get a second candle push for a high probability zone. We do not. So we don't get a high probability push for zone. So we leave this zone here. This is still our major zone until price breaks structure again. But this is price's new high on the 2 minute, and this is price's new low on the 2 minute. Because this was the lowest point it got to before it pushed up. So it hasn't broken the low yet, but it has wicked below it. So let's see what the next candle gives us. Boom. Next candle gives us a break and close. So this is the low. And it's not high probability unless price breaks this low on the next candle, which it does not. So this is price's 2 minute range, but this is a low probability range. this is a high probability zone. So we see price tested off of it. If we get a confirmation candle, we are free to enter this trade. Um, this can really just be up to your choice. If you're comfortable taking two positions on the same move, cool. If you're not, then just wait it out. Say, I'm gonna just let my first trade complete until I make the decision. Now, me, I've been working with my edge for some time now, so I'm comfortable getting in on a scaling trade if the opportunity presents itself. I'm not scared of risk. I'm not scared of that. So we're just gonna go through and see what happens. Price pulls back down, gives a confirmation candle right here. So let's see, we would have got in a little bit high up here, pull it down below, give it a little room, so like a 4.5. Let's see if we get entered. Nope, no entry at all. So we got to get another confirmation candle. Boom, another confirmation candle. Boom, we got a nice little confirmation candle here. We want to get in a little bit above, so probably about right here. Stop loss down. Yeah, we'll do 4.5. That gives us some breathing room with it. Let's see if we get entered. Nope, not at all. So let's go. Boom, we get another confirmation candle. We want to look to enter, give it some room for the spread. 4.5, give it some breathing room. Let's see if we entered in this one. Yes, we are. So let's go ahead and pull our thing up. 4.5, 5.5. That is 11.5 we are looking for as far as profit. And let's go ahead and draw our partial on for that. So 11.5 times 0.75. So that's about 8.7. About 8.7. So we'll draw our partial on right here. And actually, I got in this trade a little late. Well, the spread kind of triggered me in a little late. So actually, on my actual trade, I got in this trade up here. I got in at 5. So I'll draw it realistically. I got in like right here on that one. So my actual TP was 12.5. So 12.5 times 0.75 is 9.3. And that's just me wanting everything to be accurate to my live session. And that's one part you really can't back test. You can't really implement in your back testing is spreads. So make sure you're leaving a good amount of room between your entry candles and stuff. That way you're taking into account spread. That way when you go from back testing to live trading, you basically found a way to simulate spread as much as you can at least, so that your trading doesn't look so different from your back testing to your live trading. That's why I never choke the candle and put it right at the tip of the candle, because with spreads, like, it's low-key unrealistic to think you're going to get in right at the tip of the candle unless you're jumping the gun getting in earlier than you should. You always should leave a little bit of space to account for the spreads. So I left a little space down here. The spreads caused me to get triggered into this trade a little bit later. So instead, I was at a 5 pip stop loss instead of a 4.5 pip stop loss. Not a big deal, but something you got to watch for. So 9.3 is our partial for our second trade. 12.5 is the TP for it. So now we're just letting our trade run. We can watch it on the 5 minute because this is the 2 minute high, this is the 2 minute low. Whatever it's doing within here really doesn't matter to us. Price on the 2 minute doesn't matter until the high or lower is broken or this zone is broken, which we can watch on the 5 minute just so we're not seeing so many candles and getting confused in any way. We just watch from the higher time frame. So let's go ahead and watch, see what happens. Pulls back, still within range. Pulls back, still within range. Test the 2 minute down here. So we want to go to the 2 minute because once it gets close to our low or it starts testing the zone again, that's when we're like, yeah, let's go ahead and go down there and wait. So we see that price pushed off of it. So once it pushed off of it, we could go back to the 5 minute, or we could just watch it for another candle or so to make sure it's pushing away. Boom. Now we're sure it's pushing away. It's testing this high, but it hasn't broke it. So let's see what we get. All right, price pushed away with it from this high. So we're just gonna go back to the 5 minute because it's still testing within the middle. And let's see. Boom. One more 5 minute candle structure. So now we can go down to the 2 minute and analyze everything, right? So on the 2 minute, what do we see? Price could not break this high, pull back a little more, and then it pushed up and broke that high. So we can get rid of this low, and we understand this is our new zone low, and this is our new zone high. Or this is not our zone high, but this is just our zone for the 2 minute because it created a high probability break because it broke, closed, and then broke and pushed higher. Now, our 2 minute high still hasn't been established, but we're just going to draw it right here for the time being and for the moment. So now price has pushed through our TP. So our first trade is a winner already. So we close our winner on that first trade, and now we're just looking on this trade to see how it plays out. Price is close to our partial level, but it has not broken it yet. So let's give price a chance, see what's going to happen. So price wicked, and it just ever so slightly wicked above, but that's not good enough a wick for me to say, okay, now price has broken my level, this is a winner. That's just a slight flirty little touch. Now we also need to go to the 5 minute and adjust structure as well. So the 5 minute, we can get rid of this zone and price pull back. So this will be the 5 minute low. And price pushed forward, pushed up. So we can get rid of the 2 minute high and just make this the 5 minute high because we understand the 5 minute and 2 minute are aligning as far as their highs. So now let's just see if price created another high or if that was the highest candle. Yep, price has started to retrace. So this is the official 5 minute high. Again, we're not going to count that wick as it crossed the winner's zone. We needed to close past it to give us more confidence that price isn't likely to just push through it some more. So we can watch it from the 2 minute, the 5 minute. We can watch it from the 2 minute because it's so close to our partial, we want to know when it closes past it. So let's give price a couple more candles, see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised if it retraces down to the zone or it could break it. So like we see now, price has broken it. So if price breaks back outside of this partial zone, we're exiting. Or we're just giving price an opportunity to make it to TP. But now this trade is a guaranteed winner. So let's just give it a couple candles to see how high it goes on the 2 minute. Boom, it formed another high. Boom. It went ahead and smacked through our TP. So we go ahead and close our second trade as a winner. So today we were able to capitalize on two winners within the market. Um, and I'm done for today. We finish our session early. Typically, I trade from 7 to 11, but once my two trades are taken, regardless of the result of them, I only take two trades a day. I took my two trades today. It paid off. Both of my trades turned out to be winners, and we show up tomorrow and see what ends up happening. But today was a good day. I hope everybody enjoyed their Christmas. But we are to the last 5 days of the year. The markets will start getting back to normal. The volume will start getting back to normal. Um, fourth quarter, everybody knows it's a little weird just because Thanksgiving. It's so many different holidays, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas, all back to back to back, that most people and most of the big players, most of the big banks, the people with a lot of money to move the market, they typically sit out the whole fourth quarter because the volume and everything is just so different because of the holidays. People who normally trade aren't trading. Some people celebrate the holidays, some people don't. So it's just a time of year where people take pretty much a vacation from the market. But now that Christmas has passed, a lot of those big players are coming back into the market. So things will start moving a little smoother. Things will start happening faster again. It'll be just like how the market normally is for the first 8 to 10 months of the year. So yeah, things getting back to normal. This is a great start to the week, especially the day after Christmas. So let's just keep showing up and see what happens. We'll see what price holds for us tomorrow. Um, Maybe price will finally break out of one of these high time frame zones, but I don't know. I'm just gonna show up tomorrow and we will see what ends up happening. So yeah, looking at live where the price is, let's cut our. So price actually did keep going, but I had no reason to stay in it. As you can see, when price got up to here, it gave a rejection candle. So I would have got out this anyway because this rejection candle happened right at my partial level. But again, don't be greedy. Remember, most of our goal in the market is to grow our account, to grow our money. And you have to prioritize growth over greed, right? Once I got the 1 to 2 I was looking for, I could have said, okay, I might leave a runner. But the minute it gave me a bearish candle, I would have got out because I want to secure my growth over allow my greed to drop me. Greed will let somebody to let this winner turn into a loser because they just are so sure price is going to go up. And with this situation, I'll show you. I only allow runners when market structure allows. So with this one, price had structure here, then it broke and pushed through my TP. So the nearest market structure is all the way here. So this is the way I like to decide whether I'm leaving a runner or not. So with market structure here inside of profit, I ask myself, okay, if price breaks below this zone and closes, what would I be closing with? So right now I have 12 pips, which is a 1 to 2. If price broke below the zone and closed, I would only be closing with about 4 pips, which is less than even a 1 to 1 on what I was trading. That's not worth leaving a runner to me. Now let's say, for example, price created structure, let's just say randomly up here somewhere, right? And I ask myself that same question. Okay, I have 12 pips. If price closes below here and breaks, I still get at least 8 pips. That's more than the 1 to 1. That's close to my 75% level. So in that case, it might have been worth it to me to say, okay, let me go ahead and leave this trade on to see if my runner can hit, or let me take partial and leave the rest on to see if the runner keeps pushing. So those are just the way I make decisions on whether I'm leaving a runner or not. Most of the time, price doesn't form structure near the TP. The few times it does happen, I leave my runner, but most of the time I'm taking my 1 to 2 because structure doesn't give me a reason to stay in any longer than that. So that's just an extra little tip I use for runners and people like, oh, but price kept pushing. Why didn't you stay in? Well, one, I had got my 1 to 2, and second off, it wasn't worth the risk because price produced a bearish candle against me after I already made what I wanted to make from this trade for today. At the end of the day, me staying in this trade, regardless how it would have turned out, me staying in this trade after I got what I wanted and price produced a candle against me is nothing but greed. Nothing but greed. If you ask the market, hey, I want a 1 to 2, and you get a 1 to 2, if the market doesn't give you a reason to try to stay into 1 to 3, take your 1 to 2. Because if not, you will get humbled and you will get humbled fast. But that's all I got for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Let's see what the market gives out tomorrow.